Hey guys, today we are back for another OFN Talks with me and Mom, and the topic we decided to discuss for this OFN Talks is going to be starting a YouTube channel and all things that kind of pertain to running it, editing, coming up with ideas, all those type of things that can be difficult when starting a channel. And you know, you kind of get the best of both worlds here because you have my mom who's been doing YouTube for
a few years now.
Yeah, for a couple years, and my YouTube account is maybe just a couple months old now. I think I started it right when summer break, a little bit before summer break began for me, so it's been about 4 months now. And we just wanted to talk because, you know, the biggest thing when it comes to starting a YouTube channel, I think, is just doing it. And that's a lot easier to say than it is to do and put into practice. Because for the longest time, I told Mom that I wanted to start my own channel and do my own thing while they were doing theirs, and I just kept pushing it off and pushing it off. And you know, it comes to the point where you will start getting in your head so much that it's such a big deal that you'll never get to the point of actually doing it. You'll hype it up so much that it's like, you know,
well,
a bigger deal than it is.
I kept just telling him, just get it started, and he wanted to have like this whole organized plan.
Right.
And I think that's one of the big pieces of advice that we could give anyone who's thinking of starting a YouTube channel is you're going to waste your time creating this whole long plan, maybe kind of like how Andrew did a little bit. And then here he finally went for it and he really didn't stick with his plan. So that's really kind of what inspired us to even do this video to begin with. Is Andrew and I got in a conversation the one day about, like, look at where he's at with this channel compared to where he thought he was going to be.
Right.
And so we're gonna, for purposes of organization, first we're gonna give you guys some tips on what we think works best in terms of starting a channel, what to use for editing, thumbnails, that kind of thing. And then we'll go into kind of add some
individual
personal touches and on how, like, Andrew's channel has probably changed since you first started it, and what direction he's thinking of going with his channel, and maybe even a little bit about some things I've learned along the way, even with our channel.
Right.
So let's get started with, let's think about, first of all, a lot of people always think, oh, I can't start a YouTube channel until I have a name. If you're anything like me, one of the first things I remember back in the days when I used to have a blog, and I had so many different ones. I had personal ones, I had family ones. I couldn't tell you how many domain names I bought over the years. So many times people think I need to figure out the name first. But if you recall, when you start your YouTube channel, you can't even pick your URL right away.
Right.
When were you able to do that? I think you had to have so many subscribers and so many views before you could have maybe that I am Drew 95.
Was it 5,000? I mean, it was like a couple weeks at least, and I got
that was for somebody who
had help starting with an initial burst of
like a shout out type thing. For yourself, if you don't have a family member or a friend who has a YouTube channel that's going to be able to give you a shout out where you gain a lot of subscribers quickly, don't put so much emphasis on what am I going to name my channel, because you can change it all the way up until the point when you pick your custom URL. And even then, you can change it. Like the display name. You can't change what the URL you were assigned that you personally chose, but you know, I could easily make when you click on Our Family Nest, for example, she could change the name to Our Family Nest Vlogs and Challenges, and that'll be what you'll see when you click on it. So even if you get locked into one URL, in a way you can change your name and change your brand. You can change what people see when they come to your page, that title. You can change your graphic header image, all of that. A prime example of that would be like Jared and Ellie. If you guys watch their channel, their URL is Style by Ellie. I don't know the history behind that. I don't know if originally it was going to be like Ellie's vlog channel or Ellie's beauty channel, and then it turned into, oh, we're going to have a family vlog channel. There's tons of people out there that their URLs don't exactly match their names. So that is one thing that I think so many people get hung up on. I got to figure out my name. I got to figure out my brand. And I say, don't worry about that right off the bat. Just
honestly,
skip that stage, because you can always change it later. And don't customize your URL until you're 100% positive you want to stick with it. Now you might want to make sure somebody else doesn't already have your URL.
Right.
Like Andrew, he couldn't use I am Drew because somebody else already had that, so he had to use I am Drew 95.
Right. Well, I also, you know, you shouldn't sell what a name actually is short. There is like correct ways to go about names and wrong ways to go about names. I don't think, you know, let's say you're going to make a vlogging channel. You don't need to make your name I am Drew Vlogging.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like too many times you see, even with gaming, people do like something gaming. I feel like that's okay if maybe you're going to do multiple channels and each one specifically made for one thing.
What if you change your mind and you don't want to do
right,
gaming
like
anymore?
at the beginning I thought that I was going to be mostly vlogs with a little bit of gaming videos. Now that I've shifted to more into gaming videos, if I would have made, you know, my name I am Drew Vlogging, I almost would have cornered myself into doing that one specific thing. So if you have a name in mind and you feel like you need to add vlog or gaming, I would say don't
put it in
I don't think it's necessary. You can put gaming or vlogging in the tags of your videos. So, you know, I just don't think that's necessary.
You could put it on the page when people go to it, they can see it says vlogs, but for your actual URL, keep that out of it. All right, and then part 2, I think, and again, this is something, don't get so hung up on it, because chances are what you use in the beginning, once you become a brand, once you become more well-known, you may change it anyways. Again, Andrew's a perfect example of this. I think we created his header for the graphic header in literally a matter of minutes.
Right.
We didn't even fret about the font, the colors, anything. He just put his name on it and called it a day. And I think that's another thing, like your little icon in your header image for your YouTube channel does not need to be perfect. People are not going to not watch your channel because oh wow, your header image, all it is a title, you know.
More often than not, the channels that I've been to, their header is pictures and images of videos that they've made. So in reality, you won't create your perfect header until you've made videos and created moments that you feel is worthwhile to put up in your header. I mean, obviously you can make a design and put your name in the middle, and that's cool too. I just feel like to really show what's in your channel with a header would be to take little images of your clips that you have and put them up there. So to start out, don't worry about it. Put your name up there and move on.
Yeah, and if you need a program, the program that we both use is a website called picmonkey.com. It's P-I-C monkey.com. And you can get the free account, or there's like a yearly subscription. It's like $30 some a year. And with the subscription, you get additional fonts, additional little
overlays, pictures.
You just get extra stuff, but you could survive without it for sure. And in terms of that header image, there's all different sizes. The bigger you make it, like if somebody's at your YouTube channel on a television versus a computer versus a phone, there's all these different sizes. So to simplify things, again, if you just put something right in the middle of that graphic like Andrew has on his channel and keep it small. On our channel, we have a background like image. It's like a turquoise background with our family photo in the center.
But PicMonkey's super simple to use, you know, and thumbnails are an important thing when it comes to a video. As someone who watches YouTube often, actually both of us watch YouTube extremely often, that initial picture that you see, I feel like is what catches my eye, because more often than not, you know, you're scrolling through fast as you can, trying to see what you missed, and if I don't see something that catches my eye, odds are I'm probably going to skip it, unless I'm looking for something specific, of course. So thumbnails are important. Make them catchy. They're okay to be flashy.
You can put titles in your thumbnails, but you don't have to.
Right.
I'm sure if you guys are watching this, you're probably subscribed to other YouTube channels. I feel like for at least the kind of channels I watch, less people put the titles in the thumbnails. A lot of them just pick out a nice photo, a nice screenshot from the actual video, which you can do within your editing program. Just grab a screenshot.
And I would say the next important thing that I think you almost brought up in that discussion that you just had is creating a brand for yourself, which can be extremely difficult. And I'm going through it right now, I would say, is kind of deciding what I want to be and what I don't want to be when it comes to YouTube. And what it comes down to creating a brand is one person can make any type of video. You know, what I do with a vlog is not much different than what I would do with a gaming video, perhaps. You know, I'm going to do a little bit of editing, I'm going to put some clips together, this, that, and the other. But what happens when you do something that you don't enjoy or something that you don't feel completely comfortable with, it goes through the video, and all of a sudden it's not fun for anybody to watch. If you are doing something you're passionate about and something that you feel comfortable and happy doing, it's going to show through emotions, how you talk, just even physically, you know. No one wants to watch someone monotone voice holding a camera in front of them. And I feel like a good example would be like if you were to try to do gaming videos and talk in front of a camera for an hour, do you think you could sit there and talk to yourself for just an hour trying to make things interesting? And you know, me myself, and the reason why, if you do watch my channel and I've kind of got away from the vlogs, is just because I don't find my life interesting enough. I don't have that state of mind where I can make, you know, walking around interesting and create conversations with not much happening. So
I always think about Shay Carl. Like, I mean, he could walk around and vlog grass growing and make it sound exciting.
Right.
But you have to be able to have that kind of personality and tone to your voice and be excited about the corniest thing.
Right.
24/7.
And just because you can't do that in a vlog setting doesn't mean that you aren't right for YouTube. Because
I don't feel like either one, with our family channel, with your channel, even with Karli's channel, that we are that overly exaggerated, let's pretend we're more excited than we are.
I feel like we tried to keep our normal personalities, and luckily they come through.
And I think that the reason is because when we started our channel, it wasn't for the purposes to become YouTubers someday. You know, I was just making videos of my kids to share on my blog. I like to write more than anything, and I would share stories and photos and, you know, talk about planning Karli's birthday party or something like that. And then, we ended up making a little video at her birthday party. And I never, when I was making that video, really thought that it would ever become anything. No, it's like an
afterthought.
So I think even as we became more serious with YouTube, and now it is my full-time career, I don't feel like I've changed much from how I talk, how I act, how I try to get the kids to act.
I feel like you've gotten more natural.
I mean, I'm probably more comfortable with it.
I feel like anybody, you know, I can get in front of a classroom and talk, do a presentation, no problem. It's never bothered me. But when I first started making videos, even till now, you know, I feel like I've gotten a little bit better, but it's still hard to talk in front of a camera that whole time. And, you know, while you're recording, you're worried, you know, is this interesting? Is it worth people's time to watch? You know, should I cut this? Should I not? And you'll get past that mindset at one point, I'm sure. So it's like, you know, you can sit there and tell yourself it needs to go a certain way, but I don't think it's ever going to go.
So whether you're going to be filming fashion and beauty videos, gaming videos, you're vlogging, whatever, our advice from this little piece is to just be yourself and don't worry about being perfect, because there's going to be some people who are going to like what you have to say and some people who don't, regardless of how you come across.
Well, that's a good segue into what I think, which I just recently experienced, and I know we get a lot more on the family channel because it's larger, is hate comments, trolls, just all around negativeness when it comes to comments. My advice for that would be, don't entertain these people. And sometimes it's so freaking hard to see it. Oh, I've done it. And it's, you see these comments and you're human. It's gonna push a button. You're gonna hear things, you know. I don't like when make fun of me all you want. I don't care. I'm a confident person. But when it comes to like making fun of my siblings or something like that in the comments, you know, it takes every part of my willpower to not comment and say something that I know I'm going to regret 30 minutes after typing it, you know. And
I have actually replied to people's before, and then like 2 minutes later,
I deleted it. Oh, definitely.
I delete their comment and my comment because I'm still mad at them, but then I'm mad at myself for replying.
And I would say the mindset that's helped me the most, I don't know how this works for you, is I'm putting myself out there. I'm already going above and beyond what I I want to say what a normal person would do. So it's like, why should I let this comment from somebody that's sitting behind a computer screen, and that's not saying I don't value any of my viewers or anything like that. Why would I let that comment get to me to the point where I'm going to do something out of character and let it affect me in such a way? But if
somebody actually had enough guts to say that to your face, which 99% of the time they would never say that to your face, but if they did, you would say something back.
Correct.
If someone's seen me out in public like they do all the time, if I was out at the mall and when they walk up and say, hey, are you guys from Our Family Nest? And we're like, yeah, hi. You know, nice to meet you. What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. And instead they were like, I just want you to know, I hate your channel. Your kids are spoiled. You're a mean mom. You're this, you're that.
Right.
Depending on my mood that day, because there's some days I'd probably just be like, start crying and walk away. I feel like I would say something back, regardless if it was a 20-year-old or a 50-year-old, a 10-year-old, probably whatever, you know, kids are kids, they're just trying to figure out life. But if it was an adult, I would say something back.
I guess what I would say to that is, don't let yourself get berated, and, you know, it's okay to stand, and you should stand up for yourself if you think strongly about something. But at the same time, I think you need to realize your own worth and realize, you know, if you're putting the utmost effort into your videos and you feel happy with what you've done, don't let what someone said about that video make you feel like your work was not worth it. Right. Now, just like Mom said, if someone were to actually come up to you and say those things that they typed, then yeah, you know, obviously there's a difference between a computer screen and in person. And you know, once again, just like Mom said, 99% of the people that are typing those comments that are berating you, breaking you down, doing all this stuff, they could not come up and say it to you in person. Because when you get behind a computer screen, it's too easy to not realize how it's affecting the person on the receiving end.
So, anything else about hate comments? Because I feel like we could talk about that forever.
Yeah, I'm sure you can go on.
That's just a huge part of, again, if you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, just be prepared for it.
And go
I don't care how perfect you are or how hard you try to make your videos.
Someone's gonna say something.
Yeah, someone's gonna say even if you're the most positive person on YouTube, someone's gonna say you're fake because you're, you know, that positive.
I would say, just to end this whole thing with hate comments, is go in with self-confidence, and I think you'll be able to overcome 99% of them made. Not all of them, because like we said, there's something that's gonna hurt. Right. But go in with self-confidence and you'll be able to look past them.
Right, okay, so we have starting your channel, dealing with hate comments. We use one thing with editing videos. First of all, when it comes to a camera, you can use your phone, because I know a lot of people think, oh, I can't start my YouTube channel until I can go out and afford this, you know, $800 vlogging camera that all the vloggers use. I didn't go out and buy any special camera when I first started filming, and you can tell because the video quality is not as good as what it is today. But nowadays, cell phones, the cameras on them, especially if you're outdoors, or as long as if you're indoors, just film with good daylight coming in your windows. There's tripods and things that you can buy for cell phones now if you need a tripod. I say start with your phone if you have one, work up to a better camera. I know the Canon G7X is a pretty popular vlogging camera. I have the Mark II now. I really like it. I would you know, recommend that for sure if you're ready to make that investment. In terms of editing, we both use an Apple computer. We have iMac or MacBook Pros or whatever, laptops. But I know there's a lot of people who edit on a Windows computer. But if you're going to invest into a computer, just for my personal preference, I would invest in a MacBook. I think it's better editing software.
More often than not, they're meant to render quickly too, which if you're in some type of rush, rendering videos can be an extremely big deal. Yeah,
and Andrew uses iMovie, which comes free on a Mac computer, so that's kind of a plus. You don't have to make an additional investment into editing software.
And it really is, I think it's nice for something that comes with it. Very easy to use. what is it called? There's a low skill floor but high skill cap when it comes to using iMovie, I feel like. And I'm sure an even higher skill cap with what you use. It's simple to use, but if you want to go above and beyond and do these crazy things, it is possible. So I think iMovie is great.
Tutorials all over YouTube. Anything that you want to do. You want text to move across the screen. You want split screen. You want to know how to use transitions for, you know, fading in and out. If you're like, I don't know how to do it, the tutorials on YouTube. So that's the great thing about YouTube. There's people that make some great tutorial videos. But I used iMovie for probably about, until about a year ago. I started using Final Cut Pro. Do I really get anything extra out of Final Cut Pro that iMovie can't do? I'm not really sure specifically. Because, I mean, we just do vlogs for the most part. It's not like you really have to have any crazy, you know, kind of stuff in our videos. So, I don't know. I just got so comfortable with iMovie. I was ready to challenge myself and learn something new, and I like it, so I've stuck with it. And I think that program runs like $300. So again, it's not something.
Is it a one-time purchase?
It is a one-time purchase, yeah. So again, I wouldn't go out and purchase it right away until you're for sure you're going to stick with YouTube and you master iMovie first, because there's a lot of similarities.
Oh, I'd assume with almost all editing software, there's at least some sort of, you know, breaking up clips, transitions, adding music, adding, you know, pictures in pictures, all this different stuff. All editing software in its own right is going to do those basic things, but they're all going to do it their own way, and it's important to learn how to use them.
Right, right. So the last topic we're going to talk about then is just kind of like video ideas, sort of like you have this channel, you're not really sure exactly if you want it to be a mixture of vlogs or, you know, maybe tutorials, maybe challenges, maybe you want to try pranks, whatever. So, you know, you're really nervous about how do I get started and what kind of videos should I make and how can I grow my audience the quickest and that sort of thing. And I think our family channel is definitely evolved through time. We definitely vlog more now than we did 2 years ago, when we kind of really, 2 summers ago is when we really started getting more serious about the channel. And if you look back 2 years ago, we did a lot of like shopping hauls, and we did the trending videos that everyone does on YouTube, like the Bean Boozled challenge. And gosh, what other challenges did we do back in the day? Seems like we have over 100 challenges on our channel. So there are actually some that we've done more than once, just because, oh, daughter does my makeup. We've done twice already. And Karli says she wants to do another one now that she's, you know, she's
getting better
a pro at makeup. But I felt like in the very beginning, I mean, we made videos for a good 6 months. 3 months in the summer 2 years ago of only making maybe 2 or 3 videos a week. October 1st of 2014, we committed to posting a video every day. And by that January, we hit 25,000 subscribers. So it was very slow in the beginning. But it was like, we didn't really care. We didn't have a goal.
Right.
We weren't, you know.
I think, honestly, that is the right mindset for starting a channel, is not to worry so much about your subscribers. I mean, I'm extremely fortunate that somehow I'm already at 30,000 subscribers through, obviously, fans coming from our family's channel. And to build on what Mom had said about doing the trending videos can be a lot of fun. I like doing the challenges.
I wouldn't take it back for anything.
No, but at the same time, you don't need to do the trending videos just because everybody else is doing the trending videos. And that's something that I've learned personally. You know, I very well could still be doing challenges all the time and doing all these things that are being searched for very often. And it was just, I wouldn't have been able to make as good of a video as maybe our family channel would be able to with the challenge, just because it was not something that I felt passionate about. So trending videos, awesome. They're trending for a reason. They're funny, a lot of fun. They bring attention, and they could be a good thing to boost your channel with, you know.
And I think they're just easy because
there's already a basis.
You're not having to think of like, how can I entertain people? I need to make a 10-minute video today. What can I do to be entertaining? You already know you're doing this challenge, so you kind of just follow the guidelines of what other people have done in their videos. Maybe put your own twist on it, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, you know, you'll make the video yourself, even if there is hundreds of thousands of, you know, we did the Harlem Shake, and you know, everyone was doing the Harlem Shake when we did it, but the way that you do it makes it different from everybody else. Right. It's just now, like you said, you've gotten to the point, you've done so many challenges that it was to the point where you had to create your own unique ideas, which is fun too. It's fun to think of different cool things that might be fun to try and show people.
But so then going into what you were saying, like back in the very beginning, almost when we started this video, we were talking about how don't try to figure out your channel. Don't plan the whole thing out. What am I going to do for the next 12 months? Because chances are your plan will change as your channel grows and as you learn what you enjoy. And that's where, like, I think Andrew thought, well, I'm going to do a little bit of vlogging and I might do a challenge with my friends here and there, and pretty much almost kind of copy what we were doing with our channel. You were going to try to transition that into your own channel, and it ended up being...
First, it was just much too difficult because odds are if there's something that's vlog worthy with you guys, it's going to be going on the family channel, which is completely fine. It's how things have always been. I wouldn't want things to change that way.
Right.
And copying things based off of what I saw the family doing, once I started doing it, it started feeling too unnatural for me. And that's going to be, even if you don't have a channel that you're branching off of, so to say, you're going to look at other channels and be like, that's what I want to do. And I need to do something like that. That isn't how it needs to be. Because there's a reason that they're doing those videos, because that's what feels most natural to them and that's what feels best to them. Just because you enjoy watching those videos doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to feel natural to you. When I'm talking with you guys in a family setting for vlogs, it's so easy to talk. I have no problems creating conversations, doing things, you know, with the family. When I'm driving to school one day and I just got the camera sitting there, I don't know what to say. There's no one to bounce conversation off of. There's no interesting topics for me to talk about. I feel like personally I didn't have anything interesting to talk about. So that goes back to something that we talked about at the beginning. Just try. Just a load of things. You know, luckily with YouTube, you're not really restricted.
No, you know? And if 3 months from now, 6 months from now, you're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have made that video. I wish that wouldn't have been my first video. Well, then
delete it.
Delete it or make it private so people can't see it anymore. Right. So hopefully that gave you guys some tips and ideas on how to get started on YouTube. Hopefully it gives you that push to start your own channel that I definitely needed when I started. Yeah, don't wait. Just do it. Just do it. That's the theme of this video. Just get going. It's not going to hurt anything. Yeah, so we'd like to open up the question of the day to be, go ahead and comment down below if you guys have any further questions for us in regards to YouTube. And if we get enough questions and if you guys like this video enough, I know these OFN talks aren't our most popular videos on our channel, but we enjoy doing them. Yeah, I enjoy them a lot. We definitely would be interested in doing another one, like a part 2 to this, if you guys have enough questions for us. I know people always have questions about how do you make money on YouTube. Well, there's a lot of different ways, working with brands, stuff like that. We could start talking about stuff like that if you want. Maybe get even a little bit more technical into financial and everything like that. Anything like that. So if you guys have any further questions and you want us to elaborate on any of these topics, leave those down below and we'll let you guys know if we're going to make a part 2 to this video. But thanks to you guys for watching, and thumbs up our video. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you guys next time. All right, see ya.